Peace. What's happening, good people? This gift here for Payusnomind. And today we're comparing Distrokid to United Masters to Ditto. Now, the choice with these companies and the objective that most artists have when they're picking between these companies is they want to hedge. Effectively, right? It's about hedging. It's about maximizing your gains and minimizing your losses. So if you look at a company like Distrokid, you pay $20 a year for unlimited distribution and you keep 100% of whatever it is you make, right? So if your music doesn't sell, you only lost $20, right? And you can say that, I only lost $20, right? But if your music does sell and you make money, then you keep 100% of whatever you make, right? So with a company like United Masters, they don't charge you anything up front. So you don't pay anything up front. So if you release 100 albums and they don't make any money, doesn't cost you anything. You didn't lose nothing, not even $20. You lost $0, right? But if you make money, they take 10%. So they take 10% of whatever it is you make. So if you make $1,000 for the year, you're paying United Masters $100 a year for digital distribution. And the more money you make, the more money they take. So as your revenue grows, so too grows the percentage of, not the percentage, but so too grows the amount of revenue that you pay United Masters for digital distribution. Now with Ditto, it's the same thing as Distrokid. $20 a year for unlimited distribution. You don't make no money, you only lost $20. You make money, you keep 100% of whatever you make, right? Now, there is more to digital distribution than getting your release in stores, right? We have Content ID, right? Basically being able to monetize your music on YouTube. And for that, Distrokid charges $5 per single per year or $15 per album per year for Content ID. And that is an annual fee. And in addition to that annual fee per release, they charge 20% of whatever you make from Content ID. United Masters doesn't charge anything for Content ID. $0 for Content ID from United Masters. Now they take 10% of whatever you make, but 10% is still less than 20. And Ditto, right? Ditto does not charge anything for Content ID, nor do they take a percentage of what you make. So they don't charge nothing for Content ID, and they don't take anything of what you make from YouTube. Now, there's also the added issue of if you do hip hop or EDM, you cannot utilize Distrokid's Content ID program, so it's off the table for you. Whereas if you do hip hop and EDM or whatever, you can still do Content ID with United Masters or Ditto, right? So if you do Content ID, if you do hip hop or EDM, Content ID is off the table for you with Distrokid. No to Content ID with Distrokid if you do hip hop or EDM. Now, in addition to that, there is also getting your music into new stores, right? And getting your music into new stores with Distrokid comes with an additional cost as well, right? So Distrokid, for new releases to be added to new stores or releases to be added to new stores, they have what's called Store Maximizer. And Store Maximizer comes with an additional cost of $8 per release per year. So that's another per release per year fee that you have to pay, $8 for that, for Store Maximizer. And United Masters charges nothing. They automatically add your song to new stores and your releases to new stores, no additional fee. And Ditto charges nothing for that either, right? Now, you also have the aspect of, bringing your own ISRC codes and selling and being able to pick a release date. Now, Distrokid charges for that, right? You have to upgrade. You can't do that for $20 a year with Distrokid. You have to upgrade and pay them $36 a year for the ability to have a release date and to bring your own ISRC codes. Now, with United Masters, that's not a charge. It's free. It comes included with this service. And with Ditto, it's the same deal, right? It comes included with this service. It's not an extra thing, right? Now, on top of that, right, you have the matter of stores, right? Now, both United Masters and Ditto gets you into a far greater number of stores than Distrokid does. So your music will be accessible and exposed to more people using distributors like United Masters or Ditto. Now, outside of those things, when you get to features or upstreams and things of that nature, right? Companies like Distrokid is a company that they have features, right? But the features don't really do anything in the way of helping to get your music heard. Like they're not gonna get you in front of new people or anything like that, right? It's just more so more maintenance, right? Now, Ditto, they have services, promotional services that come with an additional cost, but they also have an upstream system, Ditto Plus, right? Where if you use Ditto and your music performs well, you could get upstream to Ditto Plus, which is like management, and they do help you get sync licensing and playlist pitching and, press and all this other stuff, right? It's almost like being signed to a label, getting upstream to Ditto Plus. And United Masters has partnerships with brands, right? Partnerships with the NBA, partnerships with Apple Music, partnerships with these different companies where if you use United Masters, you can submit your music for these opportunities, right? And get playlisted on an Apple Music playlist and get your music used in a NBA video or played at an NBA game or something like that, right? So they have these mechanisms in place to help you get extra exposure and get your music heard, so picking between those companies come down to those types of things, right? Like it comes down to how hard you want to hedge, whether you're more concerned about not making money where your main concern is, hey, I don't want to keep spending money if I'm not making money. And if that's the case, then the one that's not charging you anything is probably going to be the best option to go with because, you're not going to lose any money if you don't make any money, Now, if you believe that there is a strong possibility that you'll make money, right? And you just are trying to guard somewhat, against the possibility that you won't, but you really believe you will, then, going with the distributor that pays you 100% of whatever you make is going to be more appealing to you, but you just want to make sure that you're getting the most out of that deal. So you're going to care about how many stores you get into. You're going to care about content ID and you're going to care about store maximizer or getting your music into new stores, because if you're making money, that means that people are rocking with your music. And if people are rocking with your music, then the more stores your music is in, the more streams and the more sales and the more revenue, right? So, if you want to maximize your gains and minimize your losses, right? Ditto will probably be the best choice, right? Followed by a company like Distrokid, right? And then United Masters. If you are focused on, getting opportunities and, exposing your music, right? The potential for exposure from the standpoint of where you are now, then United Masters gives you your best shot at that, And also if you just don't want to pay, period, right? You just rather put out the music and, whatever happens, United Masters would be good for you too. Now, if you want to know more about these digital distributors, like go in detail about every nook and cranny, you can get the Guide to Digital Distribution, which kind of goes in detail about each digital distributor, and you can get that at the Payusnomind store. It's links to it in the description box. It's links to it in the cards, right? If anybody wants to reach out to me, you can hit me up at real_Payusnomind on Instagram, at Payusnomind on Twitter, Payusnomind@gmail.com. Comment below if you have any questions or you have any experiences you want to share or anything like that. Make sure you like the video if you like it, right? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. This is Gift signing off. Pay us no mind. Peace, good people. One.